This virtual court hearing starts like any normal eviction case, but within seconds, you realize this is about to be absolute chaos. A man named Mr. Kling logs into court late, on Zoom, smoking a cigarette, wearing a Punisher hat, and acting like he just joined a live stream instead of a legal proceeding. The judge is clearly not amused. What's supposed to be a serious hearing about his house being declared unlivable quickly turns into one of the most awkward and unbelievable courtroom moments you'll ever see. The city reveals that Mr. Kling has racked up 6 separate property violations. We're talking major electrical and plumbing issues, a generator running inside the house, and conditions so bad the outside of the property is compared to something out of a disaster zone. On top of that, he never responded to court summons, never contacted the city, and is already in default on all actions. At this point, it sounds like the case is completely over for him. But here's where it gets even more shocking. Despite the disrespectful entrance and the long list of violations, the judge still gives him another chance, more than 30 days to fix everything and bring the property up to code. It's a moment that leaves everyone watching wondering how far patience can really go. And it doesn't stop there. The apartment portion of the property has already been declared uninhabitable, and officials are preparing to label his main residence as an imminent safety hazard if nothing changes. This isn't just a court case, it's a mix of chaos, second chances, and unbelievable behavior caught live on camera. From the shocking Zoom appearance to the final warning from the court, every second keeps you hooked.
It's the Punisher, Judge.
Yes, Mike.
Good afternoon, sir. Are you Michael Kling? All right, you need to unmute your microphone.
There he goes.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Are you Michael Kling?
I am.
All right, would you please have a seat?
Absolutely.
All right, you're late for your hearing. Let's pretend like we're having a court hearing where people are respectful. Will you please take your hat off?
Yep.
All right. This matter is being recorded and it is on the live feed, being live streamed on YouTube, and it is on the Zoom platform. Mr. Kling, this matter was set for 3 o'clock. We've been sitting here for 5 minutes waiting for you to show up. You got cited on 6 separate occasions for a property at 303 South Nottawa Street for multiple violations of the Sturgis zoning enforcement ordinance. Would you please raise your right hand? I put Mr. Pritchard under oath. Might as well swear you too. Can you raise your right hand?
Yep.
All right, I can't see it, but I'll take your word for it. You swear or affirm any testimony you're about to give here will be true to the best of your knowledge and belief.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you. Where are you now? At 303 South Nottawa?
Yes.
I was about to ask Mr. Pritchard whether this property had been condemned. It looks dangerous on about 19 different ways. Mr. Pritchard, what's the status of that?
As I was saying, we were working with Mr. Kling on bringing these items into compliance, and he has not. I went by there last week to condemn the house, and he had told me at that time he was working with an electrician to get the electrical fixed, and he was supposed to have it done by last Monday, which he did not.
Well, I'm waiting on state inspector.
I had reached out to the electrical contractor, and he said he was called off by Mr. Kling to come over to do the work, but They still came over to his house, knocked on the door, and left a card that same day.
I haven't received a card. I haven't seen them. I've been waiting for Violet to show up. I've been waiting for a state inspector to show up.
Is this a single family dwelling?
Yes, it is.
It's a 2-family dwelling, sir. There's an apartment on the
it
north
was.
side.
Yeah.
Apartment where?
On the north side at 303 and a half.
It's all a single legal description, Your Honor.
There are 6 separate citations. I guess we could go through them one by one, but.
Well, at this point, Your Honor, I guess procedurally wise, Mr. Kling was issued these summons and complaints on October the 15th of 2021. He has never responded, never contacted the court. I contacted the court. The court was behind. He had almost 90 days to even respond. He never did. Mr. Kling is in default on all of these actions.
Actually, I had the building's been removed. Most of the garbage has been.
Just a minute, Mr. Kling, I'll give you a chance to speak.
I mean, he's responsible for the action as he's defaulted on those. He's not filed any motion or pleadings or otherwise per court rule to set aside or remove the default. And at this point, they're still in violation. What we're simply asking the court for today is an order of compliance that he bring these into compliance within 30 days. If they're not brought into compliance within 30 days of today's date, the city may, at their discretion, cause the remediation of any hazardous condition or repairs be made and the same be placed on the tax roll, as well as cleaning the property. There's a number of vehicles there. I believe pictures were attached to some files. And so that's what we're asking for today. I mean, the city's been more than willing to work with Mr. Kling. If you can see, October 15th to March 9th it is quite a bit of time to work with him on this. And they're still, I mean, the city has
been over here. A lot is done.
But if it's done, then the city will sign off on it at this point.
Well, Mr. Kling, another thing we don't do during court is smoke.
I know. I apologize.
Cigarette out.
Yeah.
I think maybe in the future I better have you come live and in person.
That's fine.
Time and you won't wear a hat and you won't smoke and.
All right.
So there's 6 separate counts. Each ticket contains a number of photographs showing what deplorable condition this property is on the inside and out. There are there appear in the photographs to be electrical violations, plumbing violations, mechanical violations. It looks like a fire waiting to start or on the inside of the house. Filthy bathrooms. The outside looks like Hiroshima after August 6th. The ground is scorched of any vegetation. There are junk vehicles all over the place. Some may be operative, some may be not. Those pictures were taken some time ago. So this property didn't get this way overnight. To expect him to accomplish this in 30 days may be a bit unrealistic.
Your Honor, a lot of that stuff's been taken care of.
I can tell the court that prior to this action, the city had been in contact with Mr. Kling through Mr. Schweitzer almost a year prior, warning of this type of action coming forward.
I have all this shit done, and you just keep going.
All right, well, we're going to give you 30 days, and then we'll see what the status of it is.
Well, the plumbing's been done.
Who lives there, Mr. Kling?
I do.
Just you?
Yeah, me and my dog. But can I say anything, or is this just going to be a railroad me? I don't think
we haven't done anything yet, but yeah.
Well, I know we haven't.
Okay, go ahead. What do you want to tell me?
All the cars have been removed. Let me see. The building they wanted taken out is out. Most of the yard's cleaned up. My plumbing's finished. All the other bullshit's done. I got railroaded by a bunch of little assholes here in town that fucked up my property and my house. And right along with the city. I'm not thrilled. I am not thrilled.
Well,
sitting here listening to this shit.
That makes 2 of us. Mr. Kling,
I bet it does.
If you curse one more time, I'm going to find you in contempt and order that you be incarcerated. So we're in a court hearing. Don't drop the F-bomb. Don't swear. I can understand, if you were here, I would have already had you taken out the back door by the bailiff. This is a court hearing. You're treating it like a discussion over the kitchen table. I have my robe on. This is being recorded. You've been
Well, I
charged with
apologize.
multiple
You know,
offenses. You
when
wear
I
a
sit and
hat,
listen
you're
to-
smoking a cigarette, you show up late, and you're cursing in my courtroom. So let's try to have a little more decorum here. Especially since you're the defendant and you're asking for some consideration for a compliance order that I give you 30 days. 30 days in March and April is tough. What else do you have to do?
I gotta go to the dump a couple times. I got some stuff I gotta take in yet. And I got a little bit of electrical left in it yet.
All right, well, it sounds like you've made some progress. All right, I'm gonna give you a little more than 30 days. Today is, we're gonna continue this to April 27th. Mr. Reed, you may submit a compliance order. The defendant is in default.
And the one thing I did request in there, Your Honor, I guess I did not address, just asking for judicial convenience that all the cases be joined under one, so they can be done in one order. I can use the same caption, but
Yes, that's fine.
thank you. And I will do a master compliance order indicating, listing all of the complaint numbers or the court numbers on there, so the court will have that until
Well,
April
let's
27th.
see what he can accomplish by the end of April, and if we get the property in compliance, everybody wins. City of Sturgis is better off, he's better off. And we don't, so I'm gonna continue this to 2 p.m. on April 27th.
Thank you.
Does that work for you, Mr. Kling?
Fantastic.
Works for me. I'll have an order submitted via the 7-day rule, Your Honor.
All right, let's see what you can accomplish. You shall allow an inspection after April 20th.
Absolutely.
If somebody other than you and your dog lived there, I might be more strict, but I'm
Right.
giving you some leniency since you're the only one there.
That's fine.
Your dog doesn't have any choice, but I don't want this house burning down or blowing up or, yes?
There is an
either.
issue. One of the issues is, so the 303 and a half, so the half side, which is the other dwelling that Mr. Kling does not reside in, that it's kind of the apartment portion, has been tagged by the city as uninhabitable. The city is intending to tag Mr. Kling's 303 based on the electrical and the plumbing violations and the generator and the other issues going on there, because none of those inspections have been cleared and they deem them an imminent safety hazard. So we have no problem with him being on the property to fix the property and working on the property. But as far as residing there and running that generator, the city does have issue with that, and it plans on tagging it and placarding it for the property maintenance code.
Well, and what generator?
National code.
Well, that'll be a separate issue, I guess. Might have been helpful that was done already, but it isn't. So
Well,
I'm giving
and I appreciate that, but I think in the city's defense, Your Honor, they've heard a lot of what Mr. Kling has told the court today in the past, and none of it's come true. So this has been, I've been involved in this case for about a year with the city, so.
All right. All right, Mr. Kling, I'm gonna set this for further hearing for April 27th at 2 p.m.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
And then I'll give you a little more than 45 days to see if you can get the stuff into compliance. The problem is, I just learned this at the same time you did, the city may be, in essence, condemning your house until
Well,
some of those things are done because it's
The only thing I'm waiting on,
hazard.
I was waiting on the state inspector. I never called off any appointment. I've been waiting for these guys
All
to
right.
show up.
I'm not
and they
sure where
never
that's
came.
going, but this part will be April 27th.
Thank you, Your
All
Honor.
6 complaints will be joined in one order.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Kling, do you work days? Am I taking you away from your shift or anything?
No, I work in the afternoon. So.
All right, very good. I'll see it.
This virtual court hearing starts off like something you've seen 100 times before, a routine compliance case, a city attorney listing violations, a judge reviewing the file. Nothing dramatic, nothing unusual, just another property dispute moving through the system. And then Mr. Kling logs in. He joins the Zoom hearing late.
His camera turns on, and instantly the tone of the entire courtroom shifts. He's smoking a cigarette. He's wearing a Punisher hat. He looks completely relaxed, almost amused, like he just clicked into a casual live stream instead of a legal proceeding that could determine the fate of his home. There's profanity in his speech, a laid-back attitude, and zero sense of urgency. The judge's expression says everything before a single word of correction is even spoken. This isn't a small issue he's facing. The city has officially declared his property unlivable. Not messy, not behind on paperwork. Unlivable. That word alone carries serious weight. It means inspectors have walked through the property and determined that the conditions inside pose real safety risks. Electrical problems, plumbing failures, structural concerns, and most alarming of all, a generator being operated inside the home. Running a generator indoors is not just a code violation, it's a life-threatening hazard. Carbon monoxide doesn't warn you before it harms you. It doesn't give you time to reconsider. It silently fills a space. The fact that this was even mentioned in court immediately raises the stakes of the entire hearing. The city attorney begins laying out the history. 6 citations, multiple notices, opportunities to correct the violations, deadlines that came and went, attempts to contact him, and through all of it, silence. No response to the summons. No formal answer filed with the court. No communication. Legally speaking, he's already in default. That means the city could proceed without much resistance. And yet here he is, finally present, but not in the way anyone expected. Instead of appearing concerned, he leans back casually, cigarette still in hand. His tone suggests he doesn't fully grasp, or doesn't fully care about, the seriousness of what's happening. The judge tries to regain control of the room, reminding him that this is a court of law. Even over Zoom, decorum matters. Respect matters. As the violations are described in more detail, the situation becomes even more unsettling. The outside of the property is compared to a disaster zone. Not in a subtle way. In a way that suggests visible, significant deterioration. The kind of exterior that alarms neighbors. The kind that brings repeated inspections. The kind that signals neglect over time. Then comes another critical detail. The property includes an apartment portion, a separate living space where Mr. Kling does not reside. That portion has already been deemed uninhabitable. Which means someone else could have been exposed to unsafe conditions. The city indicates that if the violations remain unresolved, they intend to tag his main residence as an imminent safety hazard. That phrase changes everything. An imminent safety hazard designation is not just bureaucratic language. It's the step before serious enforcement. It means officials believe there is an immediate threat to health or safety. It opens the door to condemnation, forced vacating, or other aggressive measures to protect occupants and the public. The judge listens carefully. There's visible frustration, yes, especially regarding his behavior on camera, but there's also a measured patience. The court isn't there to humiliate him. It's there to address the violations and determine the next step. And this is where the tension peaks. Because based on everything presented, the defaults, the ignored notices, the hazardous conditions, the outcome seems predictable. Immediate enforcement, strict deadlines, possibly even removal from the property. But instead, the judge does something unexpected. He grants Mr. Kling additional time, more than 30 days, a clear deadline to bring the property into compliance. Electrical systems must be corrected. Plumbing must be repaired. The generator issue must be resolved. Safety standards must be met. This is not a casual extension, it's a final opportunity. The courtroom energy shifts again. You can almost feel the balance between accountability and mercy. The judge makes it clear that this is not unlimited patience. This is not approval of the behavior displayed in court. It's a final window, a chance to fix what should have been fixed long ago. Mr. Kling's demeanor remains strangely casual through much of it. There's no dramatic apology, no emotional plea, just a continuation of that laid-back presence that made the hearing so surreal from the start. And that contrast is what makes the entire situation so gripping. On one side, you have city officials outlining serious safety hazards that could put lives at risk. On the other, a homeowner who logs into court smoking and wearing a comic book-themed hat, as if the stakes are minor. The judge reiterates the consequences. If the violations are not corrected by the deadline, the city will proceed. The safety hazard designation could move forward. Enforcement will escalate. The court's patience will run out. This hearing becomes more than just a property case. It turns into a real-time example of how the legal system handles non-compliance. It shows how courts attempt to balance firmness with fairness. It reveals how many chances someone can receive before consequences fully take hold. There's something almost unbelievable about watching such serious issues unfold in such a casual virtual setting. Zoom court has changed the visual dynamic of legal proceedings. Instead of a formal courtroom with polished wood and raised benches, you have split screens, muted microphones, background noise, and in this case, cigarette smoke drifting across a webcam. But despite the virtual setting, the consequences are very real. If he fails to meet the deadline, the next hearing won't be about warnings. It will be about enforcement, about orders, about final decisions. The judge closes the discussion by making expectations crystal clear. Fix the violations, bring the property up to code, eliminate the hazards, comply with the law. And just like that, the hearing ends, leaving behind a strange mixture of disbelief and suspense. Because now the spotlight shifts away from the courtroom and onto what happens next. Will the repairs actually be made? Will the safety hazards be corrected? Will the second chance be taken seriously? Or will the next appearance be even more chaotic than the first? What started as a routine compliance hearing turned into a viral-worthy moment, not because of shouting or dramatic outbursts, but because of the sheer contrast between the gravity of the situation and the casual way it was handled on screen. A house labeled unlivable, 6 citations, a generator indoors, a looming safety hazard designation, and one final deadline that could decide everything.